Unaware of wife billionaire family, he kicked her after she became crippled and can't feed him again. They said true love lasts through thick and thin. But what happens when life turns upside down? She gave him everything she had, but the moment she could no longer stand on her feet, his love seemed to vanish. Was it weakness, betrayal, or something far deeper? Sit back and journey with us into this unforgettable story of love, loss, and hidden truths. Hello family, welcome back. Please do well to subscribe and let's know where you are watching the story from in the comment section. Morning, Ms. Carter, said Mrs. Brooks, the landlord, as Sophia locked her door. Morning, Sophia answered with a smile. Rent will be on time. It always is, Mrs. Brooks chuckled. You're the easy one. Sophia walked to the bus stop, coffee in hand. Her phone buzzed. Dad lit the screen. She answered. Hi, Dad. Edward Carter's voice was calm, deliberate, the voice of a man the world never rushed. Good morning, Soph. I wanted to hear your voice. I'm okay, she said, headed to work. You could work here, he said. We have space. You don't need to play poor. It's not a game, she said gently. I want someone to see me, not the money. He sighed. And you think that man will just walk up to you at a bus stop? She smiled faintly. Maybe. Be careful, Sophia. Not everyone who smiles is kind. I know. I love you. I love you too, he said, and hung up. She worked the front desk at a dental clinic, answering phones, scheduling, calming nervous patients. It was honest work. It made her feel real. On most days, nothing surprising happened. On the day she met Michael, it arrived with a hiss and a thud. She left the clinic at dusk. A sharp hiss split the quiet. Her tire sagged against the pavement. Great, she muttered. A man in grease-stained coveralls walked out of a small auto shop across the street. He had warm brown eyes, stubble on his jaw, and an easy smile. Flat? He asked. Looks like it. I'm Michael, he said, wiping his hands on a rag. I run the shop. Want me to check it? That would be kind, she said. I'm Sophia. He crouched, inspected, and nodded. Nail. I'll swap the spare and patch this one. 10 minutes. He worked quick, talking while he worked. So what do you do? Front desk at a dental clinic. Dentists, he grinned. Heroes with tiny drills. And me? Mechanic, obviously. Heiress Auto. It's just me, one lift, and a coffee machine that lies. She laughed. Lies? Promises coffee, delivers sadness. She laughed again. He looked pleased. When he finished, he brushed his hands. All good. Don't drive over nails for a while. How much? She asked, reaching for her wallet. First one's free, he said. I should pay. Buy me a burger sometime, he said. She smiled. Deal. 2 days later, she brought him a bag with burgers, fries, and a milkshake. That the burger? He asked, wiping his hands. Burger, fries, the milkshake works. He lit up. Then I'm in love with the shake, not you. Yet. She raised an eyebrow. Yet? Joking? He grinned. Kind of. They ate on the curb, grease and ketchup on napkins. Small talk became deeper talk. You close to your parents? He asked. My mum passed when I was little. It's just me and Dad, she said. What does he do? He invests. Ah, good at it? He's okay, she said with a small smile. Michael nodded. Wish I had someone like that. My dad left when I was 10. Mum worked nights. Been on my own a long time. I'm sorry, she said softly. He shrugged. You swim or you sink. They kept meeting. Burgers, coffee, weekend walks. He fixed her car, refused payment. She brought him food when he worked late. He talked about his dream of a bigger shop with glowing signs. She listened. One night, outside her building, he took her hands. I don't have much, Sophia. But you make the day lighter. I like you. Her chest tightened. I like you too. Let me take you somewhere nice. A real date, not the curb with fries. Okay, she said, smiling. At a small Italian place, he stumbled over the wine list, laughed at himself. She touched his arm. You don't have to try so hard. I like you as you are. As I am isn't much, he said. It's enough, she whispered. She didn't tell him about the mansion, the staff, the cars. She wanted him to choose her. Her father found out anyway. My people have eyes, Sophia, Edward said on the phone. Is he worthy? He's kind, she said. Kind can be a mask, Edward warned. I think he's decent underneath. Invite him to dinner. Not yet. Then be careful. I won't say it a third time. I hear you, she said. Months passed. His shop was up 1 week, down the next. Bills piled. He worked late for cash jobs, came home tired. I thought I'd be more for you, he said one night. You are enough, she told him, rubbing his back. You're paying more than me, he muttered. It's us, she said. We're a team. The word softened him. A team, he repeated, smiling faintly. When he proposed, it wasn't fancy. It was midnight in the shop under one humming light. He tied a ribbon around a small ring. I can't give you much, but I can give you work and love. Marry me, Sophia. She heard her father's warnings in her head, but she also heard her heart. Yes. They married at City Hall. No gowns, no orchestra. Just 2 friends as witnesses and a judge with a crooked tie. Early marriage was sweet. Pasta in a tiny kitchen, old shows under a shared blanket, a thrift store, lamp called Beautiful. He left her notes on the fridge. She stretched their budget like magic. You're my miracle, he'd say, kissing her forehead with cheap flowers in hand. He thought her paycheck was their lifeline. She let him believe it. Then came the rainy Thursday. The clinic ran late. A child's broken tooth. A crying mother. By the time Sophia left, the streets were wet and glowing. She pulled her coat close. Her phone buzzed. Hey, where are you? Michael asked. Just leaving. I'll grab that soup you wanted. Please hurry, he said. I'm starving. I'm hurrying, she said, smiling faintly. She picked up the soup, hot and fragrant, and stepped into the crosswalk. A delivery van skidded on slick paint. Brakes screamed. The bag flew. The soup burst like a small sun. Pain slammed through her body. Don't move, someone shouted. She couldn't. Paramedics arrived, voices sharp and steady. Can you feel my hand on your foot? One asked. No, she whispered. Her phone buzzed on the wet street. Someone answered. Hello? Is this Michael? She's been in an accident. We're taking her to County General. At the hospital, white lights, cold air, strange words, fracture, swelling, spinal. She drifted in and out. When she woke again, Michael sat in a chair by the bed, face grey. He tried to smile. Hey, she whispered. Sorry about the soup. What? Forget the soup? He laughed once, broken. The doctor came in. You're stable, but there's swelling near the spine. You may need a wheelchair for a while. Maybe longer. Silence fell heavy. Michael stared at the floor. For how long? He asked. We don't know. Rehab will help. After the doctor left, Sophia whispered, We'll be okay. Yeah, Michael said quickly. We'll figure it out. But his eyes strayed to the folder of hospital forms at the foot of the bed. Numbers glared under the light. His voice cracked. Soph, how are we going to pay for all this? Sophia closed her eyes. Something in her heart shifted. Her world had changed forever, and she felt with cold certainty his world was about to change too. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love you to join our community by hitting the subscribe button. Through our stories, we build hope and give future to children and women abused all over the world. Motivate us by subscribing to hitting the subscribe button and turning on your notification bell. Also let us know in the comments where you are watching us from and how this story hit home for you. The first week after the accident, Michael barely left her side. He sat by her hospital bed, brought her flowers from the corner shop and told her jokes that barely landed but still made her smile. You're my girl, he whispered. Wheelchair or not, I've got you. Sophia clung to those words like a rope in deep water. When they finally returned to their tiny apartment, neighbors helped carry her chair up the steps. Michael thanked them, tried to smile, but as soon as the door shut behind them, his face changed. The apartment suddenly felt too small, too quiet, too heavy. Sophia wheeled herself toward the couch. "Can you move that chair for me? It's blocking the way." Michael sighed. Yeah. He shoved the chair aside harder than necessary. She tried to ignore it. She tried to believe it was just stress. The days stretched. Bills arrived. Rehab appointments filled the calendar. She needed help with cooking, with laundry, with things she once did easily. At first, Michael helped. He brought her meals, folded clothes, and muttered about overtime. But his patience thinned quickly. One morning, as she fumbled to butter toast, the knife slipping in her trembling hand, he snatched it away. "God, Soph, you're making a mess," he said sharply. "Do you have to try everything yourself?" Her chest tightened. "I just want to feel normal." "Well, you're not normal anymore," he snapped. The words hung in the air like smoke. She stared at him. "Michael..." He rubbed his forehead. "I didn't mean it like that. I'm just tired." She let it go, but the wound stayed. A week later, he came home late, smelling of beer. She sat at the table with papers spread out. Hospital bills, rehab fees, groceries. "Michael, we need to talk about money," she said gently. He dropped his keys, slumped into a chair. "What now?" "I can't work at the clinic anymore," she said. "But maybe I can try online work, something from home. It won't be much." "Not much?" He barked a laugh. "Sophia, not much doesn't pay rent. Not much doesn't pay doctors. You need to figure out something real." Her throat tightened. "I'm trying." "Try harder," he muttered, cracking open a beer. She bit her lip, tears stinging. "Do you even see me anymore?" He looked at her, his eyes hard. "I see bills. That's what I see." The argument spiraled. Night after night, small things became fuel for bigger fights. Dishes not washed, lights left on, her slow pace in the hallway. "You're too slow," he snapped one evening when she tried to help with groceries. "I can't move faster," she said near tears. "Then don't try," he growled, grabbing the bags from her lap. Another night she set the table wrong. He shoved the fork aside. "What good are you if you can't even set a table?" She flinched. "Michael, please, what good are you to me at all?" he shouted, the words like knives. She wheeled back, trembling. "I'm still me." "No," he said, standing over her. "You're half of you, and half doesn't pay the bills." That night, he stormed out and didn't come back until dawn. His shirt smelled of perfume she didn't wear. When he finally stumbled inside, she whispered, "Where were you?" "Out," he said flatly. "With who?" "Don't start," he warned. "Michael, you promised me." "I promised before you turned into this," he snapped. The silence after was so loud it rang in her ears. She cried quietly after he fell asleep, muffling her sobs into the pillow. In the morning, she called her mother's old number, her father's private line. Her mother had long passed, but sometimes she dialed just to hear the silence, to pretend. When her father answered instead, she panicked. "Sophia?" Edward Carter's voice filled her ear. "Are you all right?" She wiped her tears quickly. "I'm fine, Dad. Just wanted to hear a voice." "Has he failed you?" Edward asked sharply. Her lip trembled. Not yet. He's just stressed." "Stress does not create cruelty," Edward said. "Cruelty reveals itself when stress removes the mask." She bit back a sob. "I need him to love me, Dad. Not my name. Not your money. Just me." Edward was silent a moment. "Then I will let you choose. But I am here when the mask finally breaks." She hung up, clutching the phone, wishing her father was wrong, terrified he was right. Weeks blurred. Michael's absences grew. His temper snapped faster. One night she waited with a reheated meal until midnight. When he finally stumbled in, she whispered, "You said you'd be home by 8. "So what?" he slurred. "I waited," she said, her voice cracking. He smirked cruelly. "Why wait? You can't even cook right anymore." Her hands trembled on the wheels of her chair. Don't talk to me like that. Or what? He sneered. You'll roll away? Tears slid down her cheeks. I'm your wife. Yeah, he said bitterly, and you're useless. The words broke something inside her. The next morning, she tried to help fold laundry. He yanked the shirt from her hands. You're slowing me down. God, Soph, do you get it? You're dead weight now. Her breath caught. Michael, please. No! He shouted, slamming his fist against the wall. I can't do this. I need a woman who can actually take care of me, not one I have to drag around. The neighbors pounded the wall. Keep it down, someone yelled. Michael's chest heaved, his eyes burned with rage. Get out, he said through gritted teeth. Sophia froze. What? Get out! He grabbed the handles of her chair, yanked her toward the door. Michael, stop! She cried, clinging to the sides. He shoved the door open, dragging her into the hallway. Rain pattered against the windows. Michael, please, don't do this, she sobbed. You're useless now, he roared. You can't work, you can't cook, you can't even walk. I need a real wife, not a burden. With a final shove, he pushed her chair into the rain outside. Her hair clung to her face, her clothes soaked instantly. The door slammed. She sat there, alone, broken, her tears mixing with the rain. The words useless, dead weight echoed in her skull until her heart felt like it might stop. She whispered to the storm, Why, Michael? I gave you everything. Headlights cut through the rain. A sleek black car pulled up, silent and steady. The back window slid down. A man in a suit leaned forward. He wasn't her father, but she knew his face. It was Carter's aide, the one who appeared only when Edward sent him. Miss Carter, he said gently, it's time to come home. Sophia stared, shaking, her lips parted in shock. The secret she had kept from Michael all along, her true name, her true family, had just returned to claim her. And for the first time, as the rain soaked her to the bone, she realized her father had been right. The mask was gone. The black car rolled through iron gates that opened slow as jaws. Sophia sat wrapped in a blanket, rain still clinging to her hair. Mr. Hale, her father's aide, glanced at her in the mirror. Home, Miss Carter, he said gently. She stared at the long driveway, hedges trimmed sharp as rules. She had run from this place to feel normal. Now it was pulling her back like a tide. Edward Carter stood waiting at the door. His silver hair was neat, his jaw set. Edward never ran, but his eyes rushed to her, counting every bruise. Dad, she whispered. He stepped forward, voice harsh from holding back. Who put you in the rain? Her throat tightened. Michael. Edward's mouth became a hard line. Doctors, now. The house filled with movement, wheelchair, warm towels, calm voices. Edward stood in the corner like a storm behind glass. When the room quieted, he came to her side and touched her hair. No more pretending, he said. I'll make that man regret every word. Please, she whispered, don't start a war for me. His voice was flat. He started it. The family doctor, Dr. Ruiz, arrived with a plan. We'll start slow, build strength. You're capable, Sophia. We'll see how far you can go. How far? She repeated softly. As far as you can, Ruiz said. The next morning, therapy began. Physical therapy at 9, occupational therapy at 11, even a garden walk at 4, though the walking happened in a chair. Her therapist, Maya, clapped when Sophia managed a shaky transfer. If your toe wiggles, we cheer like it's a parade. Deal? Deal, Sophia said, fighting tears. Edward sometimes stood in the doorway. She flushed when she noticed. Don't look, I'm like a baby giraffe. He didn't smile. You look like my daughter doing something hard. It became her rhythm. Sweat, breath, progress measured in inches. The first time she stood 5 seconds longer than yesterday, Maya clapped again. See? Parade. Sophia wiped her eyes. I forgot how good almost feels. Meanwhile, the world watched. A single photo leaked. Sophia at the Carter estate in a chair. The headline roared, Edward Carter's secret daughter recovering after accident. In a small bar, Michael froze mid-drink. Joe, his co-worker, gawked. That's your Sophia, Carter, like Billionaire Carter? Michael's face drained. She never told me. A man at the bar laughed. And you threw her out? Man, you tossed a fortune. Shut up, Michael snapped, voice shaking. Joe slapped his back. You'd better beg, bro. Crawl if you have to. Michael stumbled outside and dialed, straight to voicemail. Soph, it's me. I didn't know. Please, call me. He called again. And again. His messages shifted. Crying, angry, pleading. I was stressed. I didn't mean it. You know me, Soph. Don't let your dad turn you against me. I love you. Please. At the estate, Sophia listened once, twice, then set the phone face down. Block him? Hale asked quietly. No, she said. I need to hear who he really is. That night, she sat with her father under garden lights. Do you love him? Edward asked. I loved who I thought he was, she said. Now I love myself more. Edward's eyes softened. Good. She blinked back tears. Why didn't you pull me out sooner? Because you asked me not to, he said. You had to see the mask fall for yourself. She reached for his hand. Thank you. In rehab, progress came in stubborn drops. Maya tapped her shin. Show me that parade toe. Sophia focused. Her toe twitched. She gasped. Maya whooped. That's gold! Later, occupational therapy taught her to cook safely. Scrambled eggs never tasted so much like independence. But outside, whispers cut. Comment sections said she was lucky, a liar, a fool. She put the phone away. She had more important work, her own strength. Michael's life, meanwhile, unraveled. Customers avoided him. One woman tossed her keys to another mechanic. Not him, Joe shook his head. This isn't blowing over. You gotta fix it. Michael stared at grease on his hands. How? Joe shrugged. Say sorry where it counts. Michael practiced in a mirror. I was scared. I need you. Please forgive me. He wore a clean shirt and drove to the Carter gates. Security stopped him. Please, he begged. I'm her husband. Not today, the guard said. He left a letter. Sophia read it over tea. It was neat, polite, but underneath, it wasn't about love. It was about making him whole again. What do you want to do? Edward asked. She set the letter down. I want to stand. Not for him. For me. Edward nodded. Then stand in your own way. We have a charity event next week. Cameras. Press. I'll invite him under the pretense of reconciliation. A trap? She asked. A reveal, he said. He showed the wolf. We'll show the teeth. She thought of the rain, the slammed door, the word useless. Then she thought of her toe twitching, of Maya cheering. She lifted her chin. Invite him. Hale delivered the message in person. Friday, 4 o'clock, discretion requested. Michael clutched the paper like it was oxygen. She'll see me? She will, Hale said. Michael called Joe. It's happening. This is my shot. Joe warned. Then show up clean. No excuses. I won't mess it up, Michael promised. At the estate, Sophia stood at the therapy rail, gripping hard. 3, 2, 1, stand, Maya counted. Sophia pushed, legs trembling, breath sharp. She rose a few inches. 5 seconds. 8, 10. I'm doing it, she gasped, laughing. You are, Maya said. Look at you. That night, Edward handed her a box. Inside was a carved cane, dark wood, strong. For when you're ready, he said. She ran her fingers over it. I'm getting there. So is Friday, he replied. Sophia nodded. I'll be ready. Michael, across town, practiced once more in his mirror. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But he never practiced the part where she might say no. Friday waited, sharp and bright. Like a locked door, only one of them knew was locked. The day of the Carter Foundation charity event arrived like a storm disguised as sunlight. Guests in elegant clothes filled the mansion's grand hall, chandeliers glittering over polished marble. Waiters drifted between clusters of donors, serving champagne and small bites. At first glance, it looked like a night of generosity. Beneath the shine, however, the Carters had prepared something else, a reckoning. Edward Carter adjusted his cufflinks, his sharp grey suit blending wealth with power. He leaned close to his aide, Mr. Hale. When he comes in, let him walk far enough that everyone sees him. Don't let him leave before the truth is revealed. Yes, sir, Hale replied. In the centre of the room, Sophia sat in her wheelchair. Her silk blouse was simple, her hair brushed neatly. At her side rested the carved cane Edward had given her days ago, though she did not lean on it tonight. She looked fragile only to strangers. Those who truly watched could see the quiet fire burning in her eyes. Hale whispered, "He's here." The tall doors opened. Michael Heiress stepped in, his cheap suit trying hard to look expensive. His eyes darted over the gold-framed mirrors, the marble pillars, the glittering crowd. He looked small in a world that had always been too big for him. But when he spotted Sophia, he straightened his back and walked quickly toward her, arms wide, desperation painting every step. "Sophia!" he cried, his voice cracking. "Sophia, I was a fool. I didn't know." Sophia lifted her hand. Her single word cut the air like a blade. "Stop." The room fell silent. Guests turned, whispers rising like wind in tall grass. Cameras clicked softly from the reporters who had been invited just to cover the charity. Michael froze, hands half raised. His mouth trembled as he tried again. "Sophia, please. I didn't mean those things. I was angry, I was scared. You know my heart. You know me." Her gaze held his, steady and cold. "I do know you, Michael. I know exactly what your heart did. When I was broken, you mocked me. When I couldn't walk, you called me useless. When I needed love, you threw me out into the rain like garbage." "No, Soph, no." Michael dropped to his knees, trying to reach her hand. She pulled it away before he could touch her. Tears streamed down his face. "That wasn't me. I was under pressure. I was drinking. I didn't know what I was saying." "You knew," Sophia said, voice clear. "You knew every word, and you meant them." Gasps rolled through the room. A woman covered her mouth. A man shook his head. The clicking of cameras grew louder, feeding on the tension. Edward Carter stepped forward, his presence heavy as a storm. "Shall we show them?" he asked, his voice like low thunder. Hale nodded and signaled the staff. A large screen lit up at the far end of the hall. The first clip played. Michael at a bar, glass in hand, laughing too loudly. His words cut sharp even through the recording static. "She's dead weight now. Can't cook, can't work. I need a real woman." The room gasped. Michael's face blanched. Another clip followed. Text messages to another woman. "Soph's out of the picture. I'll take care of you instead." Whispers surged louder. Reporters scribbled. Cameras flashed. The final piece. Grainy footage from a neighbor's phone. Rain poured as Sophia lay outside the small apartment, soaked and shaking. Michael's voice thundered from the doorway. "Get out of my life! You're useless!" The sound echoed through the grand hall. Guests murmured in disbelief. One woman near the front whispered fiercely, "Monster?" Michael sprang up, face pale. "It's lies! All of it! They twisted it to make me look bad." Edward's eyes burned like steel. "Every word, every picture, every witness. Yours. You betrayed her. And now the world will know it." Michael spun in panic, scanning the crowd. "You don't understand. I loved her. I still love her." He lunged toward Sophia again, voice desperate. "Sophia, don't let them poison you. Remember us, our nights in the kitchen, our walks, the tacos I brought home. Remember that." His voice cracked. "Don't let them tear us apart." Sophia's eyes filled with tears, but she did not look away. "Michael, they didn't tear us apart. You did. Piece by piece, with every cruel word, with every night you left me alone, with every time you chose yourself over me, you broke what we had." Michael's face twisted. "But we can fix it. Please, just give me another chance. I'll be better. I'll do anything." Sophia lifted her chin, her voice trembling but unyielding. I gave you my heart when I had nothing. You threw it away. Now you get nothing from me. The hall erupted, guests murmuring, reporters shouting questions, cameras firing like lightning. Michael staggered back, his pleas drowned by the noise. "Security!" Edward said firmly. 2 guards stepped forward. Michael flailed. "No, don't do this! Sophia, please don't let them take me away. I love you, I can change." But Sophia turned her face away, tears sliding silently down her cheeks, her hands steady on her lap. "Escort him out," Edward ordered. The guards dragged him toward the doors. He kicked once, shouting, "You'll regret this, Soph. You'll regret it." The doors slammed, silencing him for good. The room stilled. All eyes turned to Sophia. Slowly, she wiped her tears, then faced the reporters directly. Her voice was soft, but each word landed heavy. Love is not proven in wealth or in health. Love is proven in how we hold each other when life breaks us. Michael chose to break me more. That is not love. It is greed. And greed does not deserve a second chance. The room erupted in applause, quiet at first, then growing. Some guests stood. The cameras captured her every word, every tear, every ounce of dignity. By morning, headlines blazed across the nation. Billionaire's daughter rejects husband who abandoned her after accident. Justice served. Sophia Carter exposes husband's cruelty in stunning public confrontation. Clips of her words flooded TV and social media. I gave you my heart when I had nothing. You threw it away. Now you get nothing from me. Sophia Carter, once a hidden heiress, was no longer invisible. She was a symbol of strength, a woman who had faced betrayal and stood tall in truth. That night, after the mansion grew quiet, she sat on the balcony with her father. The city lights glittered below like scattered stars. It's over, she whispered. Edward rested his hand gently over hers. No, Sophia. It's just beginning. You've reclaimed yourself. She smiled faintly. And I didn't need to be rich to do it. I only needed to remember my worth. His eyes softened. And now the world knows it too. She leaned back, breathing in the cool night air. The cane rested against her chair, not as a symbol of weakness, but of survival. She was not the same woman who once believed love meant giving without limits. She was stronger, sharper, reborn from betrayal. And somewhere far across the city, Michael Heiress sat in a dark, empty room. No cameras, no friends, just his reflection in the glass, haunted, broken, and forgotten. When someone only loves you in strength but abandons you in weakness, it was never love. It was greed. Protect your heart, for betrayal often comes not from strangers, but from the ones who vowed to stay. True love does not vanish when the road gets hard. It endures. And those who betray the vulnerable will always face justice.